Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for today's world session. I'm going to start this session actually with a little prayer of gratitude from my heart. It comes, well, just thank you so much for everyone who joins me every morning on Fridays to share in this work, to do this work for themselves. And by doing this work for yourselves, it benefits everyone around you. So thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. And thank you to all the people that are dear to me in my heart. I love you all very much. And thank you so much for just gratitude to everyone. Thank you to you. Thank you to you. All right. So what we're going to do is hop right into session. And we're working under the umbrella of getting back to basics, keeping things really nice and simple. So I was on before with the group. It's such a benefit to come on live in these sessions because you get to hear the talks that we have. There's already a burp. The talks that we do together to put together these sessions, and there's so many gold nuggets that happen before the session. But if you can't make it, don't worry about it. You're going to reap the benefits from this work anyway. So you can do for yourself, getting back to basics. And you can see where your hand goes. My hand goes straight to my gut. And all of the participants said similarly, their hand goes straight to their belly, which means we need a really strong discernment. We really need a healthy gut to help each person decipher what is good for them, not in a way that's self-serving, not in a narcissistic way, not in a really just very strongly doing what is good for you from intuition, letting intuition guide you. Now, that can be quite complex because you're an ever-changing human being and your needs change and your dietary needs change and your body changes. And so it can be quite complex to figure out what is needed to keep this beautiful machine, this container, alive and well so you can thrive. So we're going back to, well, what do we need? So we need good water. So first thing that's coming in is hydration, and we need to clean up the water molecules within our bodies. So there's a few things happening in the small intestines here, is that the small intestine has a little bit of leaky gut going on. So the Wei Qi is run thin through that intestinal lining. The Wei Qi is a protective mechanism. You can look that up for yourself. I'm not going to get into it too much, but we need to rebuild that Wei Qi so that the small intestines is actually doing its job. It's doing the deciphering or the discerning, extracting the pure from the unpure, discerning through your life. That intuition is guiding you, and that the mind's not coming in and starting to boss you around. Well, that doesn't make any sense. This piece of food was good for me yesterday. I should be able to eat it today. Well, maybe your body needs something else. Maybe there is a bug on that piece of fruit that you're not aware of. Maybe someone who touched it has a weird energy to them, and it's on the fruit, and your intuition is coming in and saying, nope, I'm not going to put that in my mouth. It doesn't mean forever. It just means for this moment. I've come to a place where I don't even ask questions anymore. If it's a solid no, I don't even put it in my mouth, even if it's something that seems that's healthy for me. I listen to my intuition. I let intuition, it's not even intuition guides me. Intuition guides me. And then I can take, with an anchored masculine, with that structure, take the practical steps to kind of discern what is needed. It could be quite complex, but not complicated. So anything that you're like, oh, it's a complicated situation, well, then you know you're wrapped up in your mind, and then you need to do some self-inquiry. You know, if things are complicated, you know that you're doing way too much thinking, too much analyzing, over worrying. You got that mental masochisms going in just over and over again. When it's nice and clear, it's spontaneous. So we're going in and we're doing a gut repair. We need to help that microbiome. So we're bringing in first that repair to the Wei Qi of the small intestines. We're going to rebuild that intestinal lining and that integrity of the small intestines and that intestinal lining. So there's no, I can see fissures, I can see lumps and bumps forming, I can see maybe blockages, constipation is coming in. Woo, that's an inability to let go. So consciousness of constipation is holding grudges. I can't possibly do anything differently. Ooh, that one's really strong. I've always done it this way. I've always eaten this. But you change and life circumstances change. Now, if you're coming from a clear place and it's practical, no, I can't do this right now, then there's nothing to hold on to. And then you'd go into practicality, which is the midline, the Sushumna is coming in and it guides you. Okay, well, this is something that I'd like to do for myself. So goals or dreams and aspirations, something that you're looking forward to is coming in. It's like, well, I'm not going to be yes, spontaneous about it, but I need to look at all the practical things. It would be quite immature and naive to go, well, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind in all things and not take practical action. There's a burp there. So we're going to bring in, we're doing that repair to the intestinal lining. I can see, and we're going to do a repair to the milla villi. Those little sensors have become dull. I can see the sensors within that small intestines going down to the microvilli, those little feelers, and they've almost become apathetic and resigned to what you're living now. Oh, that's new. Resigned and apathetic. I know I need to change something. So maybe I know I need to change something with my diet. Maybe I need to change my environment. Maybe I need to maybe I actually need to put myself first. Maybe I should be going and doing more exercises. Maybe you should be going and getting those massages that you've been putting off, seeing the practitioner that you need, going to see the doctor to actually get blood work done to see where there is imbalances, working with a naturopath, working with an energy medicine practitioner, working with your doctor. It takes a slew of people. It takes a slew, and everything has its place in its place. And it's become almost apathetic to what is actually happening. And avoidance is coming in. It's like, well, I feel really tired and I just or I feel whatever it is that's happening in your life. And there's like an avoidance or an apathy to looking at what is happening. And so the intuition wouldn't be able to lead you if there's a complete apathy even to responding to your intuitive guidance. So that feels really, really heavy. That feels all of a sudden, I feel really heavy. I feel heavy in my mind. I feel heavy in my body, this apathy. So intuition's telling me I should go and get blood work done, for example, or you can see for yourself, an intuition is guiding me to get to a naturopath or to an herbalist or to a massage therapist, but it's like I couldn't be bothered. Oh, that's really big. So we go to drain out, and then also the yeah buts. Yeah, but Monica, I've done this before. Yeah, but I tried it before. Yeah, but it didn't work the last time. Yeah, but. So we got to drain those excuses, and blame, that resignation and apathy to take practical action, whatever that means for you in your life. So I'm going to link this to the prefrontal cortex. and we've got to drain this out. So in come those proprioceptors to Mother Earth. We're going to activate those proprioceptors because they've also gotten sluggish. So there's a disconnection from Mother Earth. She is bountiful. There is no lack. There is no lack. Mother Earth is bountiful. If you look out, you see the vastness of the sky, which is Father Sky, and then you look onto the earth, and there's trees, and there's grass, and there's water, and there's food, and there's animals, and there's shelter, there's community. There is no lack. And somehow life, Mother Earth is always supporting you, even if you don't think it's happening. Even if you don't think it's happening. So for example, let's say if you're a business owner and it comes in, well, business is slow. Well, maybe that's what's needed at this time. Maybe a restful period is needed. Maybe you haven't taken care of yourself. Maybe you need to regain your own strength so that you can serve other people. Maybe it's the same thing you can think for yourself in your own life. Well, what is slow or sluggish in my life that I'm cursing, that I wish would hurry up and just take off? What are you yearning for that you wish would change, and change now? So there's goal orientation. And anytime there's a goal orientation, a goal-oriented behavior, well, then you know there's a dysfunction there that needs to be looked at. So that piece of wounding or that piece of hardship is actually coming to show you where maybe you're ignorant to something within yourself. So I'm not going to get into everyone's, but we're linking this to your own prefrontal cortex to give some clarity and bring in a discerning mind. So we're bringing in actually the swords of the tarot, or the mind. So we're bringing in that sword, that clear, to help you cut through the dross of your mind. And if you think following thoughts is thinking, then reach out and I'd be happy to go through sessions with you. It is not. It is not. There we go. A nice release happening there. We're reactivating those proprioceptors and connecting to Mother Earth's vibration. Oh, that feels so relaxing. I can feel it vibrating all the way up my legs, and it's relaxing my head. I'm even having more saliva in my mouth. So we need to be connected to that Schumann resonance. We need to be connected to Mother Earth's vibration, to her minerals, to the vitamins that she provides. So we're going to open up those proprioceptors, and then in comes the feminine receptivity. Well, how open are you to receive nurturing? How open are you to receive what you ask for? And then there's a little bit of a dysfunction coming in. Oh, no, if I receive, well, then I'm selfish. I need to do in order to receive. So yes, there's a natural give and take. So the more you give, the more you receive. But if it's clear and there's without dysfunction, there's no thinking about it. So abundance comes in many ways. It doesn't need to only be monetary abundance. It could be a lending hand from a friend, a smile, something kind someone says to you, someone opens the door for you. That's all abundance. That's all abundance. Getting a cuddle from your pets, getting snuggling with your children, that's receiving. So there's a misconstruction here of what abundance is, and you can think for yourself, if your only goal is abundant financially, well, then you're missing the treasures within your life, because there's more to it. There's more to it. And somehow, I don't know if it's happened for you, but you need something and you really need it. And let's say you don't have the finances to receive it or to buy it, or you don't have the means to get it. Next thing you know, a friend, a parent, a coworker, or even maybe you find it on the street, thing that you've been asking for, and it is just manifests. So we're cleaning out those proprioceptors And as I'm doing this, I can feel tingling in my prefrontal cortex. It seems like this healing of the proprioceptors and connecting back to the earth, connecting back to basics, uncomplicating your life, keeping it nice and simple, keeping it nice and simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. Okay, there's things in life that may throw you a curveball, but if you're responsible, having the ability to respond to your life and the things that come at it without blame victim consciousness, you're able to use that strong intellect, the swords of the tarot, to cut through the dross. This is helping the liver to organize and plan. Now the liver is coming into this part of the session for organizing and planning, but it also helps with breaking down and metabolizing medication. So sometimes it happens that pharmaceuticals will be needed. Sometimes an antibiotic will be needed, and that's not a bad thing. So we want to dump the consciousness when it's used as a medicine, just like a piece of thyme. The herb thyme would be used as a medicine, or rosemary, or mint, or chamomile, or holy basil. I'm just throwing, those are things, dandelion. So all of these natural things can be used as a medicine, but so can pharmaceuticals, and everything has its place. So we've got to dump out of the liver the consciousness or the thinking that all pharmaceuticals are bad. And you helping the liver to break down those pharmaceuticals so it benefits your body. Oh, there's such a huge role here. Oh, we're going to bring in, oh my God, that's just taking a minute. That feels really nice. I'm just really relaxed on that. Everything in its time and place. Everything in its time and place. So in comes a little bit of temperance, a little bit of patience, and a little bit of grace with yourself as you're trying, as you're figuring out what is need, what your body needs, what your life needs, what you need. Some grace, maybe some compassion, maybe some empathy. And then I feel like crying on this. Feels like we are our own worst enemy. I know for a fact, I would never talk to anyone the way that I talk to myself. And now I want to cry. So, oof, that one really hit. One really hit. And I'm sure most of us, on some level, even the ones out in the world who think that they've got it all together and they give this appearance that everything is hunky-dory. I'm sure most people wouldn't talk to people the way that would talk to themselves. So if there are, what you do outwards, you do 10 times worse inwards. Oh, and that feels so heavy. So we're going to bring in a balancing of the brain, balancing of the head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. And we're going to dump from these three brains the lies I believe about myself. Lies I believe about myself. If that confuses you, reach out. I'd be happy to work with you privately. This is untwisting and untwisting. We're dumping active memories from here. So things happened from childhood up until high school. Actually, usually it's up until 7, but teachers have an influence on us, academics, priests, family members, friends. So we're bringing it up until high school. So about the end of high school, so 17, 18. Anytime we're dumping any active memory to when someone said something about you, oh, that like you look so fat in that, or oh, you should gain more weight, or God, you're so stupid, or oh, you'll never amount to anything, or what a loser, or whatever. So yes, maybe someone said it to you, but if you're internalizing it, you already believe it about yourself. And then they're just further anchoring that lie. Oh, they're right. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. We got to dump that out of the system. That's really interfering with making those gut decisions, making those gut choices, leading from intuition. So in body talk, the pituitary is the masculine, the pineal is the feminine. Now, if the pituitary is the master gland of all of the endocrine system, the masculine in the back sees through the eyes of the feminine. So practical action of the masculine takes place through the eyes of intuition. So intuition guides practical action. So we're going to balance the pituitary and pineal gland, balancing masculine and feminine. Whoa. And then we've got, if you're confused about your masculine and feminine energies, if you're confused about what masculine is, if you're confused about what feminine is, then reach out and we can work through it. Or there's a great person who does masculine and feminine energies out there. His name is David Data. He does some really great work. You can look that up for yourself. We've got to balance that. So there's even where do you push your masculine and feminine? Where do you push your how does your feminine push your masculine around, and how does your masculine push your feminine around? So we're going to do a balancing of that, so and link that to your own prefrontal cortex, so that can start to decipher itself. Now going back to the gut. Now going to do a restoration, doing a vitamin, like concentrated vitamin boosts to the pleura and to that microbiome. We need for that healthy gut, those healthy gut bacteria to proliferate and discern and decipher and break down from the pure from the impure, so that your body can thrive, so that your life can thrive, so that you can thrive and leave the mind out of it. So bringing in zinc, magnesium, folate, vitamin K, vitamin B, omega-3, 6, and 9 to help the brain. We're also bringing in oregano. So we're bringing in some homeopathic remedies of oregano, lime, lemon. Lemon is great. It cuts through the grease. So if there's any fat buildup within that small intestines, if there's any kind of buildup of negative, any kind of pathological consciousness, it'll cut through the dross within that gut and wash it out. So lemon is used always if you've seen it. Oh, it cuts through the grease. It cuts through the grease. So you think of washing dishes, you drop a drop of lemon and the grease dissipates. We want that lemon, that homeopathic remedy of lemon, to start breaking down a buildup of fat cells. So unhealthy fat cells, which are building around the midline. That's taking a minute. Vitamin D. Now, many of us, especially in the north, are vitamin D deprived. So we need sometimes to replenish that vitamin D through a vitamin if we don't get out into the sun enough. This is why I love the sun. You sit out in the sun, 15 minutes, you get full sun. Keep no sunglasses. Even if you keep your eyes closed, the sun needs to get into the eyes. It goes in through the retina, gets in through the skin. The best disinfectant is sea water and sun. Sea water and sun. It's the best disinfectant. So we're bringing in also vitamin D from the sun. Oh, that feels so good. We're going to bring it in through the retina and let it do its job, filter through the body. Oh my God, that feels so good. My whole body is relaxing. Any other vitamins? And then we're bringing in amino acids and proteins to build. The proteins are the building blocks of our cells. We really need healthy protein. Oh, but there's something coming in consciousness wise through the meat that we eat. So if the meat was not treated well and we're eating the trauma from the animal, that will also impact our digestive system. So we're going to let that consciousness go. We're going to say a prayer of thanks to those animals who have sacrificed their lives to sustain us. I'm going to give some thanks. So I'm going to also do this through Ho'oponopono, but I'm giving a prayer of thanks to all of the animals that have been used for food to sustain us all, and apologizing for any mistreatment through a prayer of Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. All right. There feels like there's another piece coming in. So the diaphragm's coming in for a nice reset of a breathing cycle. Oh, that feels good. So that we can take in life. So breath is life, water is life, food is life, to replenish our chi. So good food, healthy food, non-packaged food, whole foods, whatever that means for you. Even if you go for a sugary treat, bake it instead. Take the time to bake your cookies or to bake your cake or to bake your bread. The packaged stuff is really not so good. So going back to basics. Good water, get some sun, go for a walk, get some exercise, spend some time in nature, spend some time with loved ones. Even if they're far away, get on the phone. If you don't have anyone in community, even speaking to a grocery store clerk can replenish your chi. So may this session serve you well. My love to you all. Thank you so much for being here with me. And I look forward to seeing you all next time.